then you're just being, therefore being in the moment. You know, you can't chase it, you just need to kind of let the natural momentum bring you there.
You create it and you hope that they show up, yeah.
And believe me, I mean, I'm still busting my, well, you know, I'm still trying to get there. But like, also a year ago, I left a successful business I walked away from of 25 years. Just so I can get to where I really want to be. People thought I was crazy. But I try to be in the moment all the time, and it's the hardest thing to do. But my momentum generates things to just happen. I don't know how to really put it into words, but I had a way better year this year than I had the year before when I had that business of 25 years. And I feel liberated. It's kind of a sense of self-liberation you get when you're not bound to somebody else owning you as a commodity. And it's just like Chris said, this world has created commodities and everything. They created food as a commodity, gold as a commodity, paper money as a commodity. Everything's a commodity because we all get sucked into it from the socialization of this world we live in.
To our very life force.
Yeah, and the whole trick, and believe me, you know, I don't have an easy answer for it. All you can do is kind of like put yourself in that situation to hopefully get to that full liberation. But you're always fighting what's outside that door, you know, to stop them from corrupting your being. But it's an ongoing battle. But the more you practice it and the more you try and position yourself to be there, then it starts to, you want to create like a natural flow or a natural force that just comes through you.
Well, I think too it's the training of the mind, because the mind is so out of control.
Mm-hmm.
And if you truly believe it is as it is, or it is as it should be, and truly believe that, then all the pressure's off. And that's when you keep your calm, abiding mind. But, you know, that's difficult to say it is as it is. It is as it should be.
Yeah, I just turned 54 years old in December, and I've been telling people, I've had probably, like even this summer, I'm an outdoors kind of person. I love warm weather. I like doing things outdoors. I've told people I probably had the best time since I was 11 years old. Mm-hmm. Just because of that new world, well, not a new world, it's always been there, but that position, that decision I made to just say heck with it. I mean, it might be easy for me to say that 25 years of business probably put me in the position to be like I am. But who knows, maybe it still would have been like this even without that. Who knows? There's always somebody out there trying to mess with your life, one way or the other. There's always an interference going on. There's always corruption and contamination going on from all the other beings and outside forces.
Usually that's you, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you allow it in.
It's the same. I mean, if you allow any of it.
But I mean, you're always getting bombarded with it, aren't you?
You're always bombarding yourself with it.
Don't you always have a lot of times you get that feeling like, why can't just everybody leave me alone?
But nobody's doing anything to you.
Oh, really?
You're doing it to yourself.
Huh?
That's my experience.
Oh,
Really?
I think I do it to myself way more than anybody does anything to me. Yeah. But of course, I have a pretty good environment where I'm at.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's different for everybody.
Well, I always felt like there was always somebody trying to get into my world or into my life.
But that was you who felt that.
Oh, they
It
come
wasn't
for you.
necessarily anybody actually coming for you.
Oh yeah, they come for you. There's always somebody out there that wants what you got. Because of the commodity thing. And there's egos you're dealing with jealousies, etc., etc.
Yeah, but all those other people, if you could deal with the one that's right here, you would have no problem with any of those other ones.
Oh, I didn't have any problems with them. You know, I'm not shy. I mean, I flat out, somebody I felt like was contaminating me, I just told them to go to hell. You know, I wasn't shy about it. You know, I didn't realize how many people come to my front door of my house until I was home all the time a lot. I finally had to put a sign up, no solicitors. People just walk up to your door, want something from you, knocking on your door. Want to sell you this, sell you that. Huh?
Here's the funny part about that.
Make my dog start barking and everything. You know, I mean, I didn't realize.
You know what? You know, I used to experience a lot when I was young.
What's that?
Getting arrested. I used to experience this endlessly.
But have you had the experience?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
They were after you, right?
I somehow could just be sitting there minding my own business and I would attract their attention.
Yeah.
There would be something about me that they saw, right? And I found that the thing that they were attracted to, why I was so pissed off that they were showing up, was because I had the thing they were attracted to in me going on.
Wow.
Going what?
You know what I mean? It's like, oh God, do I have this going on that this person's going to pay attention to me? Shit. Okay, time to go back to the drawing board, get the hatchet out, and chop some fat off this little being I've got going on. So mine was the cops. It did not matter where I was. I was the one who got messed with. I remember when I was a kid, I drove in to pick up this girl. Right, cop watched me go in. I go, she forgets something. So I have to turn around and go back into the neighborhood. He goes, oh, that was you again. Pull that. I just sit on the curb for 6 hours. Well, he's rifling through my car, wanting to know if my parents knew where I was, what my intentions were with this girl. I mean, on and on and on and on. And of course, you know, being the smart ass that I was, I would always provoke them to be a little less than fair with me. But it was the attention I was brought. I'd be driving down the road. I would look over, and a cop would look at me and slow down and get behind me and pull me over. I was attracted to that kind of attention. There was an aspect of my being that cops are trained to see. And I was expressing that.
Wow.
And as I was expressing that, they were picking up on it. So, all this people coming after you, I have no one coming after you. Not a soul. I mean, not a soul. I don't have anyone knocking on my door.
They don't
I
knock
barely
on
get phone calls.
They don't knock on my door anymore, though.
I hear about
Action
people
about
getting
it, you
fights
know,
all
so-
the time, right?
Yeah.
But I don't attract people who do that.
Well, what do you think that was? Do you think that was a bad energy that they were attracted to?
I
Or
think it was
love
one
attraction?
that just shucked authority.
What?
It's like our scent. It's our energy.
One that just did not, let's just say shucked authority, didn't respect it. And they knew, because the look in my eye was, you just a dick with a gun. I mean, really, that's all kids.
It's pretty funny to me
Dick
because I
with
was
a gun.
going straight down the freeway about a week and a half ago or so, and this cop is on a bridge, like with a gun, and shoots it right at me. And I had been speeding way before, and I was clearly going 65, and I'm like, whew. And I'm thinking, I'm gonna get a ticket in the mail, you know. But anyway, I just felt like, man, they are after me, and I'm totally innocent in this moment that he got me. But I'm still sweating out, like, am I going to get this ticket? Because it's my husband that'll bitch his head off about the ticket, you know. But anyway, because I know I'm right, and I would go fight it to my death on this one. But anyway, I won't get the ticket. But I really had that feeling of, my God, they're after me, you know.
Yeah, I have found that there is a certain space you get to in, let's call it spiritual development for lack of any other terminology that exists that actually might explain something, that you get to a point of, did you ever watch Star Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi? Where he says, they have the droids, these are not the droids, that there is a point on that path that you have access to that now. So in a lot of ways, you become invisible. Put your mind around this one. Jackboots come to your house to take you to a state-run facility, a concentration camp. And as soon as they knock on the door and come in, they see you standing there. You shift your energetic state, and they can't see you. You shift so far into the energetics of life that there's no way anything physical can touch you. Imagine such a state. Because it's only in that present moment that we're living in has the depth of eternity in it. And eternity is an energetic, not a time. So it's so open, so vast, you slip right out of physical reality as being something that matters. It's tough for people to grasp. But I think that, because it was weird. I had a very intense life experience. I've had a cop look at me sideways since. That's not to say that I've been in a situation where they were looking at someone I was with sideways, because that's happened. But no trouble comes out of it, for me. It's like they don't even recognize me anymore. I remember one time that happened. The girl I was with, she got thrown in the back of the car. Not me. I got totally left alone, like I wasn't even in the car. She got put in the back, freaking out, all paranoid. And all I got was, is there a reason she's so nervous? I said, well, maybe it's because you put her in the back of a car. I mean, you know, the minute you go in the back of a cop car, you know, sobriety sets in. Or at least the gravity of the situation you're finding yourself in does. Your imagination runs wild when they put you in the back of one of those cars. You have no idea that you're at their disposal. They're going to do whatever they want. He's kind of looking at me, he's like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Well, of course it makes sense. You got an 18-year-old girl in the back of your car who has no idea why she's back there. You don't think that's kind of a freaky situation? It didn't mess with me at all. I had a warrant for my arrest, for God's sakes. All I had to do was go, hey, give me your ID. I would have been over. But it was like he didn't even notice I was there. I was inconsequential to the situation. Therein lies the point of reducing your self-importance. Because the less you need to voice your opinion, the less noticed you are in bad situations. Then you can avoid trouble very easily. If you've got to be the one in there barking your goddamn head off, well, yeah, you're going to be noticed. You know, it's kind of like when you're under your blankets, you know, praying that the boogeyman doesn't get you. Well, don't do it out loud, because that's just, he's just going to find where you're at. You made so much damn noise, he knows where you are. Right? That's why flashy people get robbed. They don't have to be rich, just flashy. They attract that kind of attention. You know, do they mean to? No, they're just trying to create this hip persona. But all species have a predator, don't they? Doesn't something eat something? So behaviors are no different. They're animalistic. There's predator, there's prey. Right? It's when you remove yourself from that game and accept yourself as an entity that has some intelligence.
It's also interesting when you're keeping that certain vibration that you almost feel invisible around people.
You are.
Because you just don't jive with them in any way. And, you know, I'm just talking about maybe being around some people that might seem really ego in their head kind of people, and it's almost like you're from another planet. You know, you just don't fit in.
Have you ever been in a room where no one notices you're even there?
Oh yeah.
They don't see you. I know it's very hard to believe. But you know, spaces don't have any barriers to them as to what dimension you're going to be in. So you can be just as spiritually peaked out in a liquor store, a strip club, a church. Space does not determine where your conscious state's going to be. Place never determines that.
It's kind of neat sometimes too, because you kind of feel like I'm happy, I'm having fun, and
It's like you're in a playground that no one else sees.
yeah,
That's when
and
you can become the
they're
observer.
all there, but
That's when you can become the observer.
oh yeah.
Without you being a noticeable
Well, it's
observer.
peaceful and it's good as long as I'm not feeling left out, because I also get into that thing too, where sometimes I feel like I just don't belong.
You don't.
Which is fine, because I know I
They don't belong with you. You turn it around.
I don't know. I think anybody who wakes up, you don't belong here anymore. At least that's what the socialization says. I mean, why did they get rid of Jesus? Why did they get rid of Gandhi? Right? Why did they get rid of Kennedy? Why did you get rid of Martin Luther King?
Have you ever
Because
noticed-
they're bringing a dimension that you do not want. So you have to get rid of them. They
you
don't
ever
belong
notice
anymore.
Sometimes too that some of like your
They're ruining the game.
highest power relatives or friends are the ones that pass on. I mean, I noticed that. It's kind of that, you know, all the good people. It's like, how does that happen? But anyway.
Because they don't belong here anymore. The game is rigged. The game is for... It's like anybody's going to spoil the game. You got to go, man. And you go, oh, wait a minute. I realized this is Monopoly. We're playing Monopoly. Look, can you see the board? Can you see how the fake money? Can you see it? Can you see it? Sorry, sir, you're going to have to leave. You're not taking the game seriously. You need to get out.
And where do they go?
Huh?
Where do they go? Where have they gone?
Dumpsters, under bridges.
Jesus and Gandhi and all went to dumpsters and bridges.
Oh, where'd they go?
No.
Far away from here.
Sometimes I think they go to the other side, some other dimension, of course, to kind of help support where we are at. Sometimes it feels that way with the time.
They
now.
go.
I think what Jesus did is he rocketed up to like the 10th dimension, right? And stared at the maker, maybe that came down to the 12th, and said, seriously? Seriously? Do you have any idea what's going on down here? These people are completely maniacal. Can we have some education? Can we bring them some education, please? Can we bring this species up? So really, I think is what, you know, Jesus is one of those figures that comes from a very advanced state down to the low one and says, hey, will you lift this up for me, please? If I have any pull, can you lift this up?
Who knows what Jesus even really thought? I mean, everything that is written about him wasn't written by him, but written by other people, even going hundreds of years after his death, per se, you see? And that's the ego in this physical world that manifested Jesus.
Gave
You see?
him a
For all you know,
purpose.
Jesus just felt like he was just another average, everyday guy. You know, if Jesus was around today, he might be laughing on what they made out of him, you know?
Here's the weirdest thing. Jesus isn't a Christian.
Say what?
Jesus wasn't a Christian.
No, he's Jewish.
Because there was no Christians before Jesus. So he's not even following the right religion. Wait a minute, your Savior's not following the right religion.
Jesus didn't eat pork, but then all his followers are now.
You ever see the picture of the laughing Jesus?
Uh-uh.
It's kind of cool. Just like, you know, they're laughing.
The trickster Jesus. There's got to be an aspect of that. But
Basically, how I feel about it all when it comes to those religions, they just took an idea and ran with it. It's how they control the masses.
you really think that was it? You don't think there was anything else involved?
With him?
I mean, you know, it's like with, to me, it's like I look at society the way it's been geared. Like